The Paper Company Cafe is a coffee shop. We are attached to a church, and we deal with our mission statement is everybody has a place, and so everybody can either businessman to a student to a homeless person, they all eat together and we all commune together, and that's really what our mission statement is everybody will be fed here, everybody has a place here, we're not going to kick anybody out if or whatnot, so that's, at least for me, that's what PaperCo is.
For me, it's been a really great place, just like you said, to have a large cross section of people come together. Us being in a church can kind of, for some people, kind of pigeonhole what this place is about. And this place has been such a beautiful kind of melting pot of so many different kinds of people who don't know that we're in a church or anything about our mission. And for me, like, I love the fact that we just present a really high quality cafe with a lot of heart behind it.
So David, since you're the chef, tell me more about the common meal.
The common meal is we have it set up on a sliding scale. The most I will ever set it up for is around $7, and it goes from $7 all the way to $1 to nothing. Just depending on where you are in life is where the common meal would be for you. And I tell all the chefs that do cook for us, make the common meal a well-balanced meal. Sometimes I try to always make them redo the meal, is because I want the meal to be beautiful. I want the common meal to be better than any other plate that I will serve on our menu, is because it's a sense of pride that I try to instill in the homeless people or in the less fortunate, is that they're coming here, they're going to have a beautiful plate of food, they're going to have a well-balanced meal, and it just gives them a little bit more pride of like, hey, these guys really care.
What was that validating moment that you had? And I'll ask each of you guys this.
That's a good question. I think coming from myself personally, coming from a social work background, I've kind of seen how a lot of ministry and nonprofits run to specifically help the population that we're kind of targeting, being homeless and working poor. And I don't know that I could pin it down to one moment, because there's been like small moments throughout. Like, we've had a person here that was here every day, sleeping out on the back dock, all these kind of things. And through the hospitality, not just of PaperCo, but the church as a whole, was able to transition into an apartment and get a lot of resources that she needed to kind of transition into working and living not on the streets. So there's small moments like that, and just kind of having interactions with people day to day, developing relationships with people, whether they be working homeless or working poor or homeless or not. Just kind of seeing, I've had people that have frustrated me when they first come in here, and then we become very friendly after a while, and that kind of deepening relationship is a huge thing for me, because that's a huge factor in homelessness, is broken relationships. And so that for me is a huge thing to see when a barista or a cook really connects with somebody and wants to go out of their way to help somebody. Like, that for me is like a big win for this place for me, is to see that.
Worthwhile every
Absolutely, yeah.
You, David?
My I guess aha moment would be whenever we're putting things together, either benefits wise, and we're actually making a huge difference, just not within the community, which is great, but making a difference in the world. That we either would build water wells, dealing with organizations, or the relationship thing with the homeless is really big. Having them, hiring them into all the way from being a dishwasher to being a prep cook to being, and just seeing the progression of somebody, like saying, actually being a better, seeing them grow into being better.
Do you have an example of someone or anyone, not by name, but just someone that you remember?
Right now, my dishwasher, he was homeless. He had everything going for the guy. The guy had everything going, went down on his luck, and then decided for some reason decided to move to Houston, and became homeless, lost everything, and then was hanging out in the coffee shop. And Zach actually told me, he's like, "Hey, you should go hire him." And so he's progressed to, has an apartment, has a lot of things that at least it makes me feel special inside, but also at the same time, it's more that he's doing something better with himself, So, my feelings are great, but to actually see it work and see the people grow, it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, 'cause everyone that walks into that door, right, homeless or less fortunate or career-driven, everyone has a story, right?
Right.
And at some point, some of them break, some of them were broken. And for you to ask those simple questions, give an opportunity that changed his life, that got him back on track to what he was trying to do. You guys, how are you guys associated with the church? The reason why, because I always see that, I always see, a church crowd coming in and out, that much traffic, that much foot traffic. I know you guys benefit from that foot traffic, but what's the real association with the church between you guys and the church cafe?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think so. The relationship is the way that I kind of explain it is we're almost kind of like a different department of the church. So we're all under one umbrella, but we operate pretty independently. So we're open 7 days a week, a lot of holidays, all these kind of things, and we work kind of initially. We were working as kind of like the hospitality part of what this church is, because Ecclesia in and of itself is very hospitable. They like parties. They love, gathering together and doing all these kind of things. And this was a big extension of that. And I think that's, that can be a big thing for a lot of people, is how do they kind of carry hospitality and fellowship, for lack of a better word, like kind of into a day-to-day basis. And this was a big thing for that. They kind of had that informally at their old location in Montrose, just kind of a very small, modest coffee shop. And then in moving over here, wanted to kind of expand it to have a little bit more of a focused view. And that's where you kind of get the, mission statement for it, the common meal, all these kind of things in place, the barbecue that takes place once a month, all these things that are there to kind of help fulfill daily that mission of just like everybody that walks in the door has the exact same opportunity at hospitality here, no matter what their background is at all.
What's the opportunity of actually reaching more people, expanding this operation? Are there other locations? Is there another brick and mortar, or are you guys just involved with other communities?
There's not another brick and mortar Paperco. Hopefully, in the beginning of the year, we'll be getting a food truck, and we'll actually be going out and reaching to the homeless community. And instead of just the ones that are coming to us, we're going to be able to go out and actually make a bigger impact in the city of Houston for the homeless. So
this party on the road, huh?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and I think for that specifically, that's a big. I am, just in telling people what I do and kind of my story in relation to this place. It's always a challenge to kind of explain who we are, verbally or on paper. This is really something that kind of needs to be experienced, and being able to kind of go out into the community and kind of go like, this is what we do and we do it well. Mobily is definitely a big goal for us that we're trying to work on right now.
Yeah.
If you guys were to leave just one ultimate statement with the community, with Houstonians, being natural Houstonians or now living here from Boston, Ohio, Florida, whichever way they're coming, what is the one mission? What is the one statement you want to give them? Like you want them to resonate with something, right? When they leave here, what is that you want them to resonate with?
This place, especially having just gone through the hurricane, I'm kind of realizing, absolutely, I'm realizing that this place is very distinctly Houston, and that it really we don't treat hospitality as just purely a business. Like, it is a complete state of mind for all of us and how we do everything here. And I would say, like, for if I wanted somebody to know something, I would just say, like, please come and enjoy the hospitality that we have here and enjoy the space that we have in here. And we have a big cafe that's set up to for you to talk to people, and there's a huge cross section of people here to talk to. And so communicating with one another and making some new friends and just enjoying some hospitality.
Yeah. The ultimate question is, like, you guys have a great mission. You guys are moving forward. You guys are actually impacting lives and changing lives. Simplicity of food and love, correct?
Right.
People, how do local Houstonians get involved? How would you want them to get involved? They wanted, one, for more information, or two, how could they be hands-on involved?
There's definitely a lot of ways to get involved here. I would definitely say that, just kind of echoing my statement before about this place being a really big melting pot and a great place to meet a lot of different people. One of the ways, and probably the biggest way that everybody can get involved, is just to come here and just support us. And that sounds like a pretty standard answer, but we seek to instill hospitality in everybody that walks in the door, and we want to make sure that everybody in here is taken care of, not just from our food and our hospitality, but with communication and fostering good relationships. There's tons of people that have been coming here for years who would have never met otherwise, and now they come here and they meet in this space and they're great friends, and that's such a big takeaway. And one thing that I would encourage everybody to do is just come here and just start talking to somebody. If you make a connection with them, continue to do that, because that's one of the big things that's that we're seeking to promote and that we believe in, is fostering relationships and fostering communication, and just kind of having a space where a lot of people can be where they might not have normally met.